Yo, what up, people? Welcome back or welcome. I hope that this finds you when it needs to find you. I hope that you hear what you need to hear. Today might get cut a little bit short because of my battery. I'm not trying to manifest that, but it's running low. I do have to run to work at some point. But either way, the important thing today is what I want to tell you, and what I want to tell you is ask for it. Whether that's a friend or a family member or a relationship or your God, your creator. Ask. Ask for what you need. And the term ask and you shall receive is so used and overused that people blow past it because it's a religious concept. But you don't have to be religious to ask for what you want, to carry yourself with enough self-confidence to say, hey, can I have this because I feel I deserve it? It's up to you to put that foot forward. There's been time and time again where I've asked for things and it's drastically changed the situation in front of me. But you won't know that. That's not evidence for you, and it's not evidence for you until you're the one to try that. So religion aside, ask whatever you feel created all of this. And even if you feel that you created all of this and this is something that's manufactured in your brain, why can't you be the person to control it? Ask yourself that, honestly, and ask for it. Ask for it. Because you may receive. You may receive. And be honest with you and what you want, what you feel you need, And you can't. That lovely song that we've all heard probably a million times, you can't always get what you want, And the truth is, if you ask and you don't receive something, there's usually a lesson in it. There's usually something to it that you need to learn. There's usually something about it that, I didn't get this because of this reason, So keep that in mind, but be open to asking. Be open to asking and trying and putting that foot forward. What's the harm in trying? And what's the harm in trying if you're on the right side of things, I hear that a lot from people that base themselves in religion. I don't know what's true, but if I don't try, then maybe I'm going to end up on the wrong side of things. That's a bit of a fear-based opinion, so I wouldn't say that should apply to all things. But why wouldn't you try and ask for the things that you want and be honest with yourself about the things that you want or need, And maybe it'll just get you closer. But ask. And when I say ask, that doesn't mean demand or fight. That doesn't mean bulldoze or scare. There's too many people out there that use scare tactics so that they can get a little bit closer to their goals and shit like that. But that ultimately, what does that help? You will feel worse off. If you are bulldozing somebody and then you finally get what you want, you're still stuck in that static and frantic and hateful mindset even after you receive those things. So don't bulldoze, don't try and scare people, because you're just harming the people around you at that point. And there is no point. There is no point to trying to scare people into things. There is no point to trying to harm people into healing you, because then you're just harming. You're not healing anything. You're not gaining anything from it, And you need to realize that you need to ask. You need to be kind, compassionate. Lead with kindness and compassion. Lead with the idea that if I approach this person with some kind of something, then they might reach me with generosity, and appreciate that generosity for what it is. Appreciate their effort for what it is. But if you go into it and you lead with some kind of bulldozing, then once they bless you, if you want to call it that, then it's not a blessing, it's a curse. It's a curse because you're tying them into that pain that you carry, forcing them into that pain that you carry, and now they're going to do it either out of spite or they're not going to do it out of spite. You are only going to hurt those around you if you don't just ask, calmly ask, If you walk in and you complain and you throw a fit until things get done, then once it's done, you will still be stuck in that mindset. You can't just, unless you're a sociopath, just snap out of it and you're cool. Now everything's good now that somebody did the thing that I threw a tantrum over. That's not how life works. You will be stuck in that mindset. You will be stuck feeling like shit. If you make other people feel like shit so that you can get shit done, then you will make people feel like shit, and you will be stuck feeling like shit. That's all it is. It's a curse. It's not some kind of blessing. So ask with patience, with care. Understand that these are people that have things that they're not asking for because they're scared to ask for it as well. You need to approach these people like they're people. And you need to approach your God. You know, I always hesitate with that, but you need to approach God, whatever God that may be. I'm not this rigid Christian person, so when I say God, I mean it in my own form. That's just the only way that I was taught to say it. But when you approach God like he is just another person, because for all we fucking know, he may be. We don't know, you know? So approach God like he's a person and say, hey man, I'm sorry, maybe you've got stuff going on, but would you be able to help me with this? And can we maybe do this? So on and so forth, Why would you not treat the person that's going to set you up for success with kindness? The other day when I was writing, I was in a frantic state, and I led with apologizing, saying, I'm sorry to come to you in such a frantic state. I don't want to use, but if I can use you, can you please do this for me? And instantly after that, and again, this isn't proof for you, but instantly after that, as soon as I put my book down, my phone lit up with that opportunity. 20 minutes later, I got a call with another opportunity. 30 minutes after that, another. So, and it kept going for the rest of the day. I have more proof for that, if you want to call it proof, right? But that's not proof for you. The proof for you is when you ask and when you actually try, when you actually put that foot forward, when you actually apply yourself to yourself, when you actually ask things for yourself, when you actually say, can I please have this? That's when you will find the proof. It's not through me, it's not through somebody else, it's not through, a sermon where they tell you what God did for them. And that's not me discouraging religion. If that's where you find whatever form of God you find, then at the end of the day, you're finding some form of God. But you're not going to find that through other people. You're going to find that when you ask and when you receive. You're going to find that when you ask for anything. That could just be, a peaceful morning. I could have asked for a peaceful morning this morning, and guess what I got? A peaceful morning. But instead, I didn't really ask for anything, and I went into it knowing my expectations, and I kind of received it anyways, But the amount of times that I have asked for things, and I continuously ask for new open doors, for new opportunities, and maybe this is it. Maybe this is my new open door. Maybe this is my opportunity to talk to you guys about this, For all I know, I could be getting exactly what I'm asking for, and I just can't see it. But none of us will ever know until we ask, until we make that effort, And I asked for connections. And guess what I got? I got a man who walked over here with his cute little dog that's also named Bane, kind of ironically because he looks super friendly, and made a connection with this random stranger on the beach, May have been short, but I asked for a connection, I got one, And those are just small examples. You don't need to take my word for it. But what I want you to do is, if you're not taking my word for it in application to your God, your creator, your whatever, then take it in application to those that are around you. Treat the people around you with kindness and compassion. Ask them. Ask them for what you need. Be open and honest, because that will create an open and honest relationship where you guys are able to just coexist. And why would that be a bad thing? Why do you need to stay rigidly stuck in the structure that, these toxic people that led before you taught you? Why, because somebody, abused your time, abused your effort, does that mean that you need to pass that on to the next person? Ask them. Be kind. Just because somebody else forced you into something doesn't mean that you need to force anybody else into anything. It's okay if you are kind. It's okay if you are compassionate. It's okay if you ask. It's okay to ask. I think that's another issue, is everybody's scared to ask. Everybody's afraid of what will happen if they ask, and then if they get, denied almost. We're all so afraid of what comes after that. But just ask. Just be honest and ask. And if they say no, they say no, and you weren't meant for it. And that's so simple. But it's so much more rewarding when you can just ask, when you can just be honest and say, hey, I need this. Can you supply this? Are you okay with that? You know? And follow up with those questions. Are you okay with that? Follow up with questions like, are you available? Anything like that. Just to make them feel more welcome, because then it feels so much more rewarding when they actually do follow through, whether that's spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, anything like that. It feels so much better for you when you can make people know that you care about them, and that if they cared back about you, then it would feel great, and then they can prove that to you, and then you can feel even better because they care about you and they actually followed through. So just ask. In application to anything, in application to those friends, those family members, to that relationship that you're in relation to your God, your Creator, ask the waves, dude. If you don't want to, if you don't want to tie yourself down to something, then ask the wind. Ask the waves, ask the rocks, ask the sand, ask the trees, ask whatever the fuck you want. Just ask. Ask the trees for a nice breeze, and they'll hit you with a nice breeze. There's so many questions that you can ask, and the trees will answer it for you. Whether that's, a specific movement, whatever it is. You will find the answers inside of you more than you will find the answers externally, But if you ask, there's chances are you may find the answers externally as well. But if you just decide to connect with what's around you, ask what's around you for the things that you need, and continue on that path, you will get rewarded. And it will feel rewarding to be able to connect, to be able to honestly connect, to not force people into the box that you were forced into. That'll help you break out of that box as well. Just be okay with asking. Stop being so scared of it. Stop being so scared of the answer no, and just ask. And once you get a no, then there's a lesson in it. And once you get a yes, take it and run with it. Don't abuse it, but take it and run with it, and continue to ask along your journey. I think that those are the most important things. So please just ask. No matter how scared you are, no matter how you feel, no matter what the person has done to you before, just ask. Even if that's a touchy topic, even if you want to ask them if they can stop a behavior, just ask. Approach them and ask. It doesn't need to be a big fight. It doesn't need to be a big fuss. You don't need to force anybody into it. You don't need a bulldoze. Just ask. Please and thank you. Perfect. So, I hope that all made sense. I hope that it wasn't too rushed. And I love you guys. Just, and if you guys need anything from me, just ask. Please. And I'll ask it from you guys. And I'll ask it from what's around me, from what surrounds me, and everything. Just ask, please, guys. Just ask, because I promise you will receive. And when you do, you will feel some kind of connection to the unknown that you just simply can't explain, and you will want to do the exact same thing that I'm doing here and go spread the word about it. But again, don't take my word for it. Go experience it for yourself, and go ask these waves. Go ask the fog. Go ask the trees. Go ask whatever, bro. I love you guys. I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day. And peace. I'll see you next time.